Was the Afghan army so weak that they did not have the confidence to fight the Taliban? And do Afghan people like to follow Sharia? So I've answered the first question already. The second question is, do the Afghan people desire Sharia law? Now, recently there was this Pew survey that was done in Afghanistan, which showed that 99% of the people of Afghanistan desire Sharia law in the country. That is a fact. Yeah, so the people of Afghanistan do desire the imposition of Sharia law. 99% of the respondents were in favor of Sharia law. And the Afghan government, the US backed Afghan government, did not believe in the Sharia law. The Taliban believes in the Sharia law. That is the only law they follow. So that tells you something about the sentiment among the majority of the Afghan people today. It also, to some extent, explains how the Taliban have been able to capture the country so quickly. It also explains, to some extent, why there was so little resistance from the Afghan army to the Taliban. It also explains, to some extent, why many of the Afghan army soldiers may have now become part of the Taliban. The thing is this, see, my friends, it is impossible, it is futile to impose a foreign culture upon a population that does not want it. The Americans have been trying to impose democracy everywhere. They tried this in Iraq. They bombed democracy into Iraq. See what happened to Iraq. Iraq is a hellhole today. The living standards and the kind of law and order situation you had and everything was so much better under Saddam Hussein, that brutal dictator, than it is under a US supported democratic government in Iraq. Democracy is not the solution everywhere. Many peoples, many cultures are simply incompatible with democracy. You cannot have a one size fits all solution everywhere in the world. When you have a culture like you have in Afghanistan, democracy doesn't work there. Democracy cannot work there. That culture is more amenable to Sharia law. That is a fact that you cannot deny, no matter whatever is your opinion about Sharia law. They desire it and they're going to have it now. Right? And the similar thing can be seen in Libya, for example. The Americans bombed democracy into Libya, but the standards of living, the law and order situation was much better under the brutal dictator Muammar Gaddafi than it is under whatever regime is there in Libya today. That is an undeniable fact. I know Muammar Gaddafi was a bloodthirsty tyrant, and yet the country was better off under him. So certain cultures need that sort of leadership in order to live in an orderly manner. That's just the way it is. And currently, the culture that is prevalent in Afghanistan among the people is such that they desire Sharia law, they reject Western style democracy. And the thing is this, the Afghan government, the US backed Afghan government, was able to maintain some semblance of order in the regions it governed, but there was no justice. There is a difference between order and justice. When somebody does a riot and targets a particular community, then imposing order means you quell the riot. But giving justice means you punish the guilty. In Afghanistan, there was no justice. There was only order under the Afghan government. Under Sharia law, the Taliban have promised to punish everybody who is guilty. The Afghans actually welcomed that because there was no justice under the Western-backed Afghan government. And in the 1990s, no matter how brutal the Taliban rule was, at least there was instant justice in whatever medieval form it was, but there was justice. They did provide justice according to their understanding of justice. So for Afghanistan, for the people of Afghanistan, for the common man, perhaps woman, man mostly, it is a welcome change. So that is the fact, the undeniable fact in Afghanistan. They do desire Sharia law.